enough for us to pay for all those roads and bridges and bring them into the 21st century at the top of the line. We could pay for all of that if we just ask those at the top, pay a little bit more.
Senator, that would take that's a philosophically different approach than taxing income, though, because it's the wealth that people have. The wealth that people have, they've already paid taxes on it as income, and then now they have.
Time out. Jeff Bezos has not paid taxes on the wealth that he has.
If you want to do it every year, you'd have to. Illiquid assets, you'd have to value to charge the wealth tax on it. That's not feasible. These are things that probably aren't going to be practically doable, and philosophically, it's probably not what our forefathers intended in terms of the taxation system. Ken Langone might want it. Ken, what do you think of a wealth tax?
Buckle up, guys. Today we're going to see the wealth tax idea get ripped apart in under 2 minutes. Right out of the gate, the speaker shreds the concept, breaking down how it would tax your assets year after year, draining savings and crushing investment growth. No warm-up. No sugarcoating, just a full-on economic reality check that sets the tone for everything that follows.
A wealth tax is negative compound interest. That's what it is. You're right. I made all the money. I paid the government what I owed them. What I had left, I put at risk. I could have lost it all. But I paid my share. I have a bigger issue for the senator that I think I would hope she would address that to me is apple pie and motherhood. Senator.
Could we talk about the wealth tax just for a minute before we change subjects here?
Senator, I have an easy one for you, and you're going to be shocked that I'm bringing it up from a fat cat Wall Street guy. How do you rationalize giving me $3,000 a month check every month with all my wealth? Why don't you people have the courage to address entitlements as to what should no longer be an entitlement? I shouldn't get Social Security. Second thing, I pay a minimum.
All right, guys, the gloves are off. What started as calling the policy stupid escalates into branding it evil. The critique sharpens, accusing Elizabeth Warren of deliberately misleading the public while talking down to voters in her signature teacher voice. This isn't just about economics anymore, it's about intent, and the suggestion that she knows the damage her plan would cause but pushes it anyway.
Minimum alternative tax. I pay a tax. No matter what my deductions, I owe the government so much money. Why don't corporations have a minimum tax? Third, what about the carried interest? Why not address that? These are home runs in terms of right versus wrong, in my opinion. I'll give you one example. This is shocking. Take all the corporate taxes paid in America last year as told by the government, what they got in. Home Depot paid 1% of all those taxes. One company that didn't exist 42 years ago. We take good care of our associates. Our vendors love dealing with us. It's profitable. We give back to our community. And by the way, our shareholders have compounded at 27% a year from the day we went public 40 years ago. Everybody has done well, and we've paid full taxes. Why don't you address these? These are slam dunks, Senator. Tell me why I should get a check, and my wife...
This is where the commentary widens its scope, taking aim at the political culture and the people who keep elevating the wrong leaders. Generations of so-called intellectuals get called out for being uncurious and dangerously overconfident. The tone is cutting, the language unapologetic, and it paints a picture of a system where ignorance doesn't just exist, it keeps climbing into positions of power.
It's another $1,000 on top of that. Take it away from me. Have the courage to do it. I know it's the third rail of politics, but do it.
So let's start with the wealth tax. That's where we were.
You don't want to address the issue. You don't want to address the issue of how I'm getting $4,000 a month from the government and I shouldn't be getting it?
Can I answer some of these questions?
Sure, please.
All right, thank you. So I'll start with the first one, and that was the question about the wealth tax. Remember, let's look at someone like Jeff Bezos, who is worth $1 bazillion. He has not paid taxes on all of that wealth. Don't describe it that way. In fact, Jeff Bezos, many years, has either paid nothing in taxes or has paid about 1%. Why? Because his income is very, very small, but he continues to grow his wealth through all of his Amazon stock. And how does he then fund a lifestyle like he does? Not by cashing in Amazon stock, but by borrowing against.
Now the focus shifts to a billionaire's public reversal on tariffs and his unlikely alignment with Donald Trump. It's a rare glimpse into how political enemies can find common ground when economic realities change. The analogy to Forrest Gump adds color, contrasting past promises of fairness for rule followers with today's shifting economic landscape. The point is clear: the old rules no longer apply.
Right now, we have a tax system, because it focuses principally on wealth, that actually doesn't capture the folks at the very top. It makes middle class folks pay, it makes working class folks pay, but it doesn't make those at the top pay. A wealth tax is an opportunity to say, if you're at the very, very top, you have to make a contribution too.
Senator, I have a question. Isn't it a contract that were made with the American people about our income taxes? By the way, I've gotten so much more money out of Social Security. I'm going to be 86. I beat the charts. I've gotten so much. I've gotten more than my share. We all know one thing. Times change. Times change. My government told me, you pay your taxes, and what's left is yours to do what you want with. You're telling me you want to change it now. You're saying, oh, by the way, we did get your money out of your earnings, but now we want more.
The closeout hits big picture. We're told the post-WWII consensus is gone, tariffs work better than a wealth tax, and Democrats intentionally keep the economy split between rich taxpayers and dependent poor. The accusation is bold, the delivery unapologetic, and it ends with a warning about the danger of their vision for America's future. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.